Hey guys, it's that insurance chick, and like the name implies, I create insurance related content. The plan really is just to be a one-stop shop both for customers and insurance agents looking for resources to better understand what insurance is, what it covers, what it does, and how to use it. Okay, so it's come to my understanding that many people don't understand insurance. Every single person that I know that is going to be on the other side of this screen needs life insurance. So I figured what better part than to start a series called Insurance Basics, where I break down to you how to use your insurance, practical tips on every insurance type, but we're going to start with life insurance. Okay, so what's the number one thing that people have issues understanding? In my experience, it's the difference between term life insurance and whole life insurance. A lot of people do not know that very basic term. So we're going to start there. What is term insurance? Term insurance, like the name implies, it's there only for a term, whether that be 10 years or 20 years or 30 years. The way it works is that you as the insured will pay a premium into a term life insurance policy for a certain amount of time, 10, 20, or 30 years, depending on the policy that you've signed up for. Now, once you're done paying, or if you outlive the policy, typically that's when you're done paying, the policy goes away because it's only there for a term, okay? Does that make sense? Now, whole life insurance, on the other hand, that is going to be there for your entire life. It's never going to go anywhere as long as you're paying into the policy. So you could be 105 years old and your whole life insurance is still going to be there for you when you need it. So there's no expiration date. You also accumulate something called a cash value, which we'll get into, but it does accumulate over time, and it's the living benefit of your life insurance policy, which is an attribute, if I might say, term life insurance does not have. Okay, so the next question begs, now that you know the difference between term and whole, okay, which is more expensive? Because that's an important question. If you're going to get a life insurance policy, you probably need to know which can you afford, right? Okay, so then I would tell you whole life insurance is definitely going to be the policy that is more expensive for obvious reasons. First of all, it doesn't go anywhere. It's going to be there for the rest of your life, and because of that, it has a larger cost associated with it. Also, the fact that you accumulate a cash value and it has something in the policy that allows you to use the living benefit, that means that it's probably going to be a bit more pricey, as price is related. You know, term insurance, because it expires and generally most people outlive that policy, it's a lot cheaper in the regard of money, not value. Okay, so it costs less. The cost is less, but it's not any less valuable. If you ask me, it's not any less valuable. Now, then the next question begs, okay, so which one should I get? And I'll say this, and I know if you're an insurance agent on the other side, please don't grind me up, just hear me out. But I will not say that it's whole life like many other people are going to tell you. Or I wouldn't even say that it's term, like maybe some people who are just trying to do a quick sell and get a policy in the books. No, I would say the best life insurance policy for you is the one that you can afford, okay? We don't want you signing up for a life insurance policy and making that commitment and then not being able to carry it out all the way through. We don't want you struggling between which bill am I going to pay, this one or that one. We want to make sure that when you sign up for a life insurance policy, you can afford it. And that's why the best one is the one that you can afford. Sometimes at some points in your life, that might mean that you can afford a whole life insurance policy, and that's great. Amazing, lock it in as much as you can. On the other hand, there's sometimes where term insurance is the only type of policy that you can afford at that time, and that's okay too. I would always tell my customers, I'd rather you have one piece of the pie than no pie at all. So lock in what you can with what you can afford. Do the best you can with what you have, and that's my motto. Now, why is that? Because going into some more details about a term insurance policy, you can actually convert a portion of your term insurance policy into whole life. A lot of people don't know that. So even if that's all you can afford now, your insurance agent should be doing reviews with you 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, your income definitely should improve over time. So that means that even though you might not be in a great financial position now to afford the whole life policy, you locking in that term insurance, it guarantees your insurability. That is a very important term that in this basic series, that's when you're going to want to remember. So term insurance guarantees your insurability if you lock it in. So what that means is that a lot of people don't understand that you have to qualify for life insurance. So that means you will have to go through underwriting. The company has to decide, is this person healthy enough for me to promise to pay out this amount of money to their family? There are certain things that would disqualify you. And that's for obvious reasons. So something you cannot control as you age is that some things in our bodies, they go wrong. Health changes. It's just the uncontrollable aspect of life. So with that said, you can't predict if you'll get diabetes or high blood pressure or if you'll have a stroke, God forbid. But those are certain things that in combination or just kind of in itself could actually disqualify you from getting a life insurance policy. Which is why you should, if you could, lock in a term life insurance. Why? Because it goes back to that. It guarantees your insurability. So if you can't afford the whole life insurance policy that lasts your entire life, no matter what kind of conditions you get, what kind of health status or decline that you experience, because you've locked it in, the term life insurance makes sure that as long as you have that policy and within that term, you do switch it over to a whole life or you do a conversion. That's the term, guys. So if you convert that portion over to whole life, they will not check your underwriting. They will not go to your doctor. They don't care if you've tested positive for AIDS or HIV. They don't care if you had diabetes or a stroke. They don't care, because you've locked it in and you've guaranteed your insurability. So you were able to take advantage of the lower rates and the higher insurance coverage for that time frame and lock in your insurability. I can't stop saying that because that's so important. I hate seeing people who say I cannot afford a whole life insurance policy just turn away and not get anything, opposed to locking in their insurability, paying for the couple dollars a month and getting a term life insurance policy. There's a lot of value in the term insurance policy for that reason, so do take advantage of it. So again, to wrap that up of which is more affordable, obviously, yes, the term life insurance, it costs less and it has some value in it. And the whole life insurance is a little bit more expensive because that has even, more value in it. But the best one is ultimately going to be the one that you can afford to maintain. It just doesn't make sense for you to sign up for life insurance policies that you can't keep on the books. So that brings us to our next thing. What is cash value? Okay. Now, so we're going to switch gears to the whole life insurance policy. And why is because the whole life insurance policy, it offers you something called cash value. I like it because, again, I already told you, it's the living benefit of your life insurance policy. And this is something that you can never get from a term policy. The premium that you pay in to your whole life insurance policy, it accumulates. It kind of compound interest. Over time, it'll add up and 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 up because it's no limit. It continues to go up and it's there for you to use for pretty much whatever you'd like to use it for. Now, obviously, the more that you put into this whole life insurance policy, the more cash value it accumulates. Now, I'm about strategy. So this is insurance basics, but I couldn't make it a basics and not put you on game. The idea is, and a lot of rich families become richer from this. Look it up, do your own research. Rockefeller families have taken advantage of whole life insurance policies and the cash value that it's able to accumulate by dumping money into their life insurance policies and watching it grow. Okay? That's because the growth on a life insurance policy is extremely higher than any growth that you'll ever see in a savings account or any traditional bank account, which is a lot of knowledge that people in the general public do not know. But that's why I'm here to save you. And before I go further, if you haven't already and you do like the information I'm sharing so far, please like and subscribe and maybe just alert for the next video. Okay, I do appreciate your support, but jumping back in. Okay, so whole life insurance has been used by millionaire families for years to acquire more wealth. And you don't have to be a millionaire to take advantage of the wealth that is accumulated within this life insurance policy. You can do it with whatever you have to give. The best thing to do is maybe to even just start your children on it very young, very, very young. Me personally, my daughter, she's had a policy since she was a little wee baby. And why? I've been dumping money into this insurance policy with the hope that by the time she's 25 and she wants to purchase a house, we'll have enough money accumulated in her life insurance policy without even touching her death benefit for us to withdraw and take it and maybe give her a down payment for a house. That's my gift to her. And it's all about strategy. It's not taking away from anything from me because I've made the commitment to just simply pay her life insurance bill. And that's what parents do. But when you're strategic and you have the knowledge and the tools and the resources, like myself, I beckon you, I urge you to use them. Like, take the steps, make strides towards these types of things, because these little small fixes, these little prefixes in these policies, these little conditions that they have, they are designed to make the rich richer. And a lot of people in our community, especially me being African American, they don't have the knowledge, and it could make all the difference in the world for our families. So please do take advantage of it. Cash value, it accumulates. Sometimes it moves with the market if it's invested in the stock market, like with index universal life insurance policies. There are other times where it's just a regular whole life, and maybe they don't accumulate as fast depending on the growth, because they're just regular interest accumulated depending on what insurance company you choose to go with. But all whole life insurance policies have that attribute where the money that you're putting into it should also be experiencing some type of growth. So that is a benefit, a huge benefit of whole life insurance policies. Now, if you have any questions about anything that I've talked about today, don't be a stranger. I genuinely want this to be an engaged platform. Like, I need you guys to talk to me so that I can better help you. So comment any questions that you have. Like the video if you feel like there's some value in what I've taught you today. And also subscribe so that you can always be notified when I'm dropping more information. Insurance Chick is out. Thank you so much for watching.